Hello, this is the school board meeting on 6/19/08 with Kathleen Curatolo, Pattricia Carroll, Stephen Donovan, Linda Abbott.
I agree with you 100%, and I thank you, Mrs. Carroll, for your
sanity on
motion.
this board. I'm sorry for the video quality, but I had no way to support the camera, so the camera is kind of moving
basically
around.
you're saying
bear with me, but listen to what the
into
school board members have to say on the privatization of the school custodians.
Hoping it's temporary
Thank you. Have
at
a
the
nice
point where
day.
we can make this decision, and then the budget would be restructured to reestablish our reserves.
With that move, so everything's dependent on the November ballot.
Well,
Well, I'm asking Mrs. Carroll.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if you want,
I have input, but I'll wait.
well, I mean, really, isn't everything going to be dependent on there? I mean, we're just buying time. What if during this time the legislation comes back again? As you know, the governor's asked for already, we know, becoming from minimal 2%, possibly 4%, prior to even, in the next quarter.
Then that absolutely supports privatization.
Well, then why don't we move it up further instead of October? Why don't we make it either August or September? Because I think you're looking at, it's too late. You're talking, we could be 6 million in the hole, at least, maybe. And let's say if it's a 4%, then and that was 7 million last time. We had to come up, so 7 million. This outsourcing, it was minimal at possible up to 3.2 million. That means we've taken out, we only have maybe 3 million left in our reserves, and we're going to be short X amount of millions to keep the budget afloat. So if we're going to do this, which I tell you, I do not agree with it. I say I was here to support the superintendent's recommendation. I think the board is looking for an easy way out to not taking a hard decision. And actually, they were going to have a good job still in the same county they love to be in. They were still going to have health insurance. There was going to be a lot of benefits that they were going to have. What this is doing is going to jeopardize our ability still to balance our budget in case a worst case scenario happens where the state's going to ask for more money and we're going to have it in the reserves to pony up the next November or October, wherever it can be. Maybe in August. If we're going to do this, I would say in August, because then that gives everybody a chance to look into it. Maybe in August. I think that would be the only thing I would agree to, but otherwise I'm not agreeing with your motion.
And Mr. Donovan, if the motion comes up to accept privatization today, I would probably vote for it. But I would prefer, because I believe the community buy-in will help promote the referendum. And I just really think long-term would be better off.
And I can't agree with you more. I mean, I really do. I think trying to get the community to understand the distress the school districts are in throughout the state, where Lee County has laid off over 200 some odd employees. The Mississippi is rising. No, it is rose. We don't have enough sandbags. We don't have enough sandbags to fill it. And right now, what I see is that, but it's impossible to get everybody to understand this. I mean, it really is. So that's where your merit comes in. I concur. I mean, really do, because of the distrust in the board or the administration, or just the unbelievable, don't think that it's not happening to the school district and throughout the state. So that's why, if we had to do this, I really don't want to, August would be a better idea, because then it would give us enough leeway to still have this committee, still have a presentation to come through if possible, add another meeting into July, whatever we have to do to try to make this happen, able to help the administration to, for us to weather it, is how I would suggest.
Could I, Mrs. Curatolo? In talking to Dr. Thompson earlier today, we talked a lot about the alternative health care plan. We've been talking about health care for over a year now. I feel that needs to be part of the discussion over the next 6 weeks. I'm concerned about two things. One is that there is not a plan attached to these numbers. And my concern, as Dennis's concern, was we need to look at the plan and make sure that these intriguing numbers match a plan. But within that discussion of a blue ribbon committee, this piece needs to be part of that discussion, because the reality is, if we can be a little bit creative in our health care issues, put it into a timeline that's doable. And again, we talked about this for over a half hour today. The reality is, with this many staff members, with 3 unions, it's going to take a heck of a lot of work on the part of our school system and those that are involved in these pieces of the system. But that having been said, why does it have to be either or? Why can't we meld this into what the Blue Ribbon panel will be discussing? I also received a call, and I'm sure he doesn't want me to give his name, but he was the former CFO at NCH. He said he would be happy to look at a plan, he would look at the numbers and make recommendations from an objective perspective. I urge you all, Pat, Linda, and Steve, to look at all options before a decision is made. And if in fact, in the end, we can't save money in this other area, then we have to move forward accordingly. But we haven't even explored that option. We've talked about it for over a year. Over a year. We had an actuary out last spring. Perhaps we need to go to a third-party administrator, at least explore the option. And we could do it in a relatively short period of time, concurrent to the work of the Blue Ribbon panel. Present the information, look at the timeline from administrative perspective, and if it's doable, at least take a look at it.
Could we agree to maybe the end of August?
September?
Or beginning of September, I think would be enough time to allow. Because in this way, again, everybody was intrigued with these numbers, but without a plan, as I stated on Tuesday, really, it's not solid until you see the plan.
I agree with you, Mr. Donovan.
It's not like I'd want to outsource. That's far from the truth. The deal is that we don't have a choice in looking at every possibility. And one thing is biting us right now, I would tell you, if we didn't keep locked, we wouldn't be here discussing this. So this was another decision the board made that had ripples effect. So as we're going in to this, so if beginning of September, I guess, would be latest, then I would consider it.
Can I make a point though, Mr. Donovan? Let's not pit one issue against another issue. Let's focus on the issue at hand, the information that's before us, and take a step back and look at it all collaboratively as a board.